To whoever may need this nugget of encouragement, things will be alright, so put your word in it. I get it, the odds seem stacked back against the wall, but even considering such, know you'll stand firm. Sat and watched from the sidelines, one too many times. Wicked games to play, make me wanna lose my mind. Found solitude, knowing it'll be over soon. Ever need a boost, count on me for the 1-2. Trouble don't last when the tough get going. Baby, all we do is win, so show me my opponent.
Episode 3.
Episode 3.
Special number 3. And we got a special guest. Yeah, hold on. Let me break down something. This right here. This my big cuz right here. This he really more than a cousin, for sure like a brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a little brother, but he has definitely been that bigger figure for me as far as advice. So I'm proud to say we got Mr. Tonnie Hobson on the podcast to have a conversation.
Hey, man, what's happening with y'all, man? It's a pleasure to be here,
brother.
I appreciate that, man. It's a pleasure to be here, man. I've been seeing what y'all been putting down, and I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited to be here as well, for sure.
Awesome. I
appreciate y'all, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm be cheesing y'all, just so y'all know. I'm be cheesing because I got my blood on.
Hey, look, that was very kind what you said, too. I appreciate that.
I almost shed a tear, you know.
Hey, you know.
Whoa.
You know, got choked up, bro.
No, that's real love.
Yeah.
That's real love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is an honor to be able to do something like that. To something that you look up to.
Hey.
So that's big.
Hell yeah, man, been supporting me. You know what I'm saying? When I did the music stuff with the track and field in college, you know what I'm saying? When I had my own peaks and valleys in life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was giving the guidance, you know what I'm saying? And I'm able to give that guidance to my little brother, you know, but he was the big brother I didn't have. So I'm pleased to have my cousin on the podcast.
Yeah. Definitely pulled you out of some situations. We gonna keep it like that, though.
Yeah. Pulled up and pulled out. Had to get gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But another thing, we really wanted to have you on the podcast just because, I mean, a big thing about Run With The podcast is like the energy of entrepreneurship, almost mentorship from afar, in a sense, you know what I mean? And you've had an interesting way of getting to the successful point you are in your life now. So
yeah.
just to have a peek into what that world is for you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, it's definitely trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely trial and error. Coming out of high school, I was big into football, and I had a couple of scholarships that I just did not take. You know, the recruiting level, and you guys know about this, just being college athletes yourself, that recruiting, it's a harsh thing.
Yeah.
You know, coaches say you this, coaches say you that. And when I kind of started to realize what it was, I got, discouraged. So I just kind of let it go. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of went to school just to be a regular student and embark on my journey like that. So I started out school. I mean, everything was going pretty well. But, like some kids do, kind of get thrown off. I got caught up in other endeavors that I shouldn't have been doing. And at one point, I just had to come home and, get it straight. So that's the trial and error about it. So when I got home, it was just kind of like, you're back against the wall, you're going to do something. So I initially got into fiber optics.
Okay.
So I did that for a while, got certified.
Quick. Fiber optics?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot that you touched on that I sort of want to, that we ran past, that I sort of want to take a backpedal if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, please
But
do.
you said, okay, you went to college. Where'd you go to college? Because you said you went back home. So where did you end up going?
So I initially went to Mississippi State University.
Okay.
In Starkville, Mississippi.
Where you from, by the way? Put it on the map.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm from the Gulf Coast of Mississippi, 228, Jackson County.
Correct.
Ocean Springs, to be exact. The coast of Mississippi, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
There's a lot of negative remarks when people bring up Mississippi, but we'll chuckle about it. But all in all, man, it's a great place to be. It's a great place to raise a family. It has your negative kickbacks like anywhere else, but that's where I'm from, and I'm proud to say that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, anyway, I'm coming from there. I'm going up north Mississippi now. people in Mississippi understand that South Mississippi and North Mississippi are two totally different places. You know?
What do you guys mean by that?
What you thought of Mississippi when you first met me is unfortunately to say it the simplest way, North Mississippi. You know what I mean? The more very southern, very country. You thought I was still picking cotton in my free time type of Mississippi. You know, that type of thing. That's more definitely the wild people is from. You know, we got respect for that area, but that's the North.
Okay.
South got a total different feel.
Okay. And what's the South like?
South would be more of a Cajun feel. Something that
Yeah.
Okay.
that kind of draws between the characteristics of a New Orleans or maybe even like the Panhandle of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just has a different feel to it.
Okay. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
It's
cool.
Mississippi.
Yeah, you gotta come visit, bro. Good seafood.
It's crazy though, just being Canadian. You know, how you describe North Mississippi is what most people just assume when we hear Mississippi. Like it just, you hear everything negative out of it. You never really hear anything positive that far up north. So it's interesting.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, definitely, because it probably has a lot to offer. You know,
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
In different ways. Yeah.
But definitely has all that other stuff you're talking about too.
Definitely still a big
Just,
part of it. Yeah, nah.
Tread lightly, you know.
Yeah, we ain't gonna act like it's not
okay, like it is what it is. Okay,
nah, it is what it is.
it is what it is, but
it ain't. It's always gonna be what it's gonna be too in some parts. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, nah, but still love it. You know.
I'll stick to Arizona.
Nah, come down there to shed, get some barbecue ribs.
Oh, I am hungry.
But before we derail too much further, you said you played sports.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That football field, that was my thing, man. I was a all district player in a district that had 4 guys that ended up going to the league. So, you know, when you say all district, people be like, but my district was really like that. Like we had 2 parade first team All-Americans. So
That's very true.
Like,
so you toot the horn song.
Yeah, I mean, I just got to put perspective on it. You know, if I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah, you got to paint the picture.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to paint the picture.
But yeah, that was my thing. And I took a lot of pride in it being, you know, an undersized guy.
Respect that.
That's what I love. You know, I got a lot of good looks, you know, coming out. But like I say, it got to a point with the recruiting that I just didn't know what was what. You know, this coach telling you that. This coach would tell you got to ride here. Then you actually get to talking to the people about breaking it down. This where you really only got room and board and books. And
Okay.
Yeah.
So really the coaches sold the dream, but then when you talk to the other athletes or the other people at the school, you really found out what it was.
yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Okay.
And that's, you know, sounds like kind of a cop out, but it just at the time it wasn't something a game I was willing to play.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's just what it was.
Yeah. So, what was it about football that you liked? And I'm asking these things because I want to tie it into what you do today. You know what I'm saying? Like you did fiber optics and you haven't even got to what you currently do. You know what I'm saying? But I know what it is and I know it can be pretty, the work can be pretty intense. You see what I'm saying?
What I liked about football, I mean, particularly my position playing like corner, was you can really undress a situation before a play starts. You know, I can look at a receiver split. I can see how far he lines up, you know, to the sideline, how close he lines up, and tell what route he's going to run. Is he jittering? You know, is he quenching his fingers? You know, just little tells. Is he coming hard off release? And you pay attention to detail like that. And basically, he's going to show you everything he does. And I just love that. So, and I like the physicality of it. And I also just liked the fact that what it instilled in me, you know, this stuff's going to happen.
Hey, you know, it's okay. You can say that. That's not one of the words we won't say.
I'm sorry. But stuff's gonna happen. And how you gonna respond?
Yeah.
Who are you in adversity?
Mm-hmm.
And I just love to see who people were in adversity, who I was in adversity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, point blank.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's real.
Nah, yeah.
And attention to detail like that, it translates into so many different aspects of your life. You know what I
Everything.
mean? So I'm interested to see how that ties into what you do currently. Because Jerry's spoken about it a lot, like saying how successful you are and what you got going on. It's
I do okay.
Yeah.
I do okay.
I big him up because it's a position that people want to get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And put in a lot of time and dedication to get there. You know what I'm saying?
So let's get to that. So you said you got into fiber optics and then,
Yeah, I got into fiber optics.
which is,
For lack of better words, it's making the phone and the internet work.
Thank you for that layman terms. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's fiber optic cable. You got to fine tune that, what they call terminating, putting the ends on, splicing it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you got all ties back into the details, paying attention. I got to take these tiny fiberglass cables and merge them together. And this stuff is expensive. You can't mess a lot of this up.
yeah.
So you mess 3 of these up, they're going to send you home. So just understanding that. And when you lock in, you get in the mode. And I excelled at it.
Yeah.
Just from, finding that rhythm and going.
So from the fiber optics, what were the places you went before you got to where you are now?
So, funny story with the fiber. I took this job in Houston, and I was convinced that Houston was where I wanted to be. It's before I had my child, and so I'm out there. I'm talking to my boss to be, and we're going through the paperwork. He's telling me what I'm going to be making and all this. And my current employer calls me now, and they say, "Hey, we got your package. We want you to come down. We want to talk." And I turned to my boss to be. I'm saying, "Hey, I just got this call." He's like, "Oh, well, we can match it." So looked at everything. He was like, "Well, hey, you need to go back home, son." From right then, I was like, "I guess you're right. I'm not going to argue with you. What I'm going to say to you." So, and then from that point on, it started. I dove, head first into it. I really didn't have a choice. It was my only avenue at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's been good. I've been doing it for about 6.5 years.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with it.
So what exactly do you do?
So I am a operator in oil and gas.
Okay.
Kind of like, so you have nurses, right? So the biggest way to make it relatable for people who are outside of the field would be, consider me like a nurse with machinery.
Mm-hmm.
I check on the machines. I run the complex machinery. A lot of times I sit at the console, where I sit at a board where it's like maybe 14 screens, and I'm running the whole process, basically taking, this crude oil and turning it into diesel, jet fuel, propane, what have you.
Okay.
So, it's very...
Sounds like some pretty smart stuff.
Yeah.
You push some buttons, you can make it happen. But no, it's very tedious, and it's very important to understand what you're doing because, mistakes are catastrophic.
Got to be costly.
Yeah.
Yeah, catastrophic. So
Yeah. That doesn't sound like a job where you're relaxing, like you're actively paying attention to every different screen because you have a lot of things going on. So you say you're turning crude oil into potentially diesel?
Jet fuel, gasoline.
Yeah, wow. Okay. Yeah.
So it's a lot of steps going on at the same time.
Yeah.
And you got to be on point, which I'm not going to, paint this picture like I'm just Rain Man and numbers are coming down. But
that's what I thought.
It's not like it's not like that all the time. You might have periods of maybe 45, maybe 2 hours at a time where it's really like that. And I can't get up. Like,
you got to.
I have to use the bathroom and I can't get up because it's that serious right now.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time it's okay, depending on the type of shape you got your plant in. Now, when you get into what we call a upset, when things are gone awry, and you're trying to get your levels back, or stuff is off test, maybe something's too hot, maybe something's too cool.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a long night, a long day, whatever you working.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's an interesting scenario. So if something's too hot, what would be an example of what you do to sort of get the level back right?
So if something got too hot, I would, if we have what you call like cooling fans. So you have product that runs through tubes, and you got these fans, and it cools it down.
Yeah.
If there was another fan available, I'd probably try to turn it on. Or a lot of times that's not the case. Like, you just don't have that available. So I would try to take what we have called cool feed and feed more of that as opposed to my hot product. Or I would, we got distillation columns where you actually use steam to heat a product up, but more so, strip lighter products out. Now, I might have to decrease that steam, which cools the temperature. However, I may run products off spec. So it's kind of like, it's a give and a take.
Yeah.
I may fix the problem here, I may hurt the problem there, but, you got to go somewhere or another.
That's interesting. Each decision you make has a potential reaction.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. That's a lot.
It
That's
can be.
Yeah,
I got new grades. I mean, it's happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What's the longest shift you've had to work?
17 hours.
Whoa.
17 hours, bro?
Yeah, it was 17.
So what's the average amount of time that a shift is?
12 hours.
12? Okay.
12.
That's standard shift.
He be working.
Yeah.
I don't know. He be flip-flopping from night shift to day shift to the third shift to the graveyard
That's a lot.
shift to all kind of different shifts.
And how many days a week?
Let's see. So my particular schedule right now is like 7 days on, 7 days off.
Okay.
So that would be 7 days. That's 84 hours.
Yeah.
A week. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But you're off the next week.
Yeah.
If it boils down like that, there's a overtime is a real thing.
Yeah.
So it can be stressful. Work-life balance is always a constant struggle. You got to put real effort into that. A lot of things will get away from you if you don't stay on it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that work-life balance I'm glad you brought that up, because that's definitely the direction I wanted to go next. Like, how are you even able to, move how you want to move? Do you feel like you have the freedom? You know what I'm saying? How do you make the most of the free time you have? But before we go into that, I want to take a moment and say, I'm glad you're telling that story of how you got to the point you are, because another topic I wanted to speak on with all of you is like Black community, role models or different things that could be success avenues. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're living a successul life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? God has blessed you to enjoy some fruits of your labor, and you put in a lot of labor, but from what I see, you got some fruit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's nice to hear you tell that story, because a lot of Black youth need to hear that there are successful paths that people don't speak on. Even if you have a hiccup, because you talked about a hiccup, and you got it back together and ran it back up, and now you're in a better spot. You know what I'm saying? It's good to hear you summarize all that up. That's important.
I mean, when your plan is not always going to go as planned. I mean, it's not always going to go the way you thought. And if it does go the way you thought, I mean, maybe what you're doing is too easy.
Yeah, that was...
You
dropping bars?
I mean, I'm just saying. Like, you want to play the game in easy mode and go 34-0 every year. I mean... Yeah,
we playing all mad.
You ain't learning nothing, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's where you learn in the losses, in the bumps and the bruises. That's what sharpens that iron, man. And not to get too preachy about it, but I mean, the biggest thing about the work-life balance or just showing like somebody looking at me like a younger kid. I mean, you can go out here and get this. I mean, I ain't gonna say fairly easy, but this is an opportunity that's available to you. It's not always gonna be. not to discourage anybody from doing what they want to do.
Right.
Because I would be full-fledged lying if I got on this platform and said I grew up wanting to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it has been a great option for my family. It's been a great option for myself to, you know, just get ahead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So can I touch on sort of what you said when it came to mentorship? So you not having the plan on doing what you're doing now, what got you in the position to even apply to a position like this? Did you do research into it, or did you look at certain salaries for certain positions, think this is something that I might want to do?
So my father was in this industry,
Mm.
and he never really pushed it on me. He always wanted me to kind of do something different.
Mm-hmm.
And I never really, you know, when you're a kid, you don't really see what's right in your face.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, like I'm doing the research.
Yeah.
I'm doing the fiber optics. I know I'm need to pivot because things are good, but it's not where I need it to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I pull this up. I'm looking at these numbers. I'm saying, oh, these boys doing what? Yeah, we're going to put that app in.
Yeah.
And, hey, Shirley, tighten that resume up for me. You know,
Yeah.
we full-fledged, we right here. And it's kind of, I'll be honest, that's where it is for me.
Yeah.
That's where it is.
But the thing is, and I think is an important point to make, is that maybe this ain't what you wanted to do, but what you're doing is bringing you a level of success where you still could do what you dreamed of doing.
Oh.
A lot of people don't do what they want to do right away, and then it's like, nah, I gotta go into this mundane slavery of a shift of everything. I mean, if you think about it like that, you're gonna stay like that, you know what I'm saying? But this ain't what you wanted, but it put you in a position where you, like I said, you enjoying some fruits, and you still can get to whatever your dream was.
Yeah.
You just did the pivot that made sense to get you up.
And I don't want to paint this bag like I hate it. Like I actually do
I know that. Yeah,
really enjoy this job. Like I really enjoy the challenges
right
of what it is. But when you know, put it out there, it's not like necessarily a sexy job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't have like the suit. I'm not getting out the 2-door coupe. And I ain't, you know, striding to the office, and you know, this is steel toes, hard hat. You know, it's on. You know, it's up. It's going down.
Yeah.
But I like what I do. I like I said, I want to be clear about that. I like what I do.
He loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, just appealing to young kids. I get it, because I was that young kid too. I don't want to do that. You know, I want to do something else. I want to be a physical therapist. I want to be, you know, an athlete. I want to be A&R. Like I mean, I get it. I understand it. Chase that, but don't ever be afraid or too proud to go a different route and go get you a bag, man. And
Get your hands dirty.
Go get the bag.
I think blue collar work is slept on a lot. I don't think people understand how much money you can make as a blue collar worker.
a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah.
I think
And it's
most
a
folks
future.
don't. Yeah.
I think it's a future personally, because when you look at blue collar work, you know, across America, the amount of people that are retiring, there's not enough coming in to fill those spots.
Yeah.
So in general, salary is going to have to increase.
Right.
And we all know, because we're all in blue collar work to an extent, maybe a little bit of mix now, but you know, we're in it. We see it.
Nah, we see it.
Yeah.
We see it. The opportunity is definitely there. It's just like you said, typically it's not the sexy job.
It's
You know
not
what I'm
the
saying?
sexy job.
It ain't the job that you jump at first.
No.
I think it's not the job you jump at first, because a lot of people don't even have like people in their family that do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like when you working in construction, you meet so many people. It's like, man, my granddaddy, you know, he was plumbing.
Yeah.
And I'm plumbing, and we plumb together. And now I got a plumber. And now I got a plumbing company, you know? And that's beautiful. But
And that's another
We
thing.
plumbing together.
we plumbing together.
Plumbing is not a sexy job,
It's not, but
but
they
plumbing is very
It's a
very
lucrative job.
They making some
Ooh,
money.
they
Plumbers is making
electricians,
They making money.
Electrician?
carpenters,
Come
Making
on, man.
money.
even
HVAC.
HVAC.
Getting some
Yeah,
low voltage and
HVAC.
data.
But the thing is, though, even if you don't want to get your hands dirty, the management of the blue collar jobs,
Correct.
lots of money, lots of
Yes.
opportunity.
That's where I fall in.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So don't sleep on that at all.
Don't sleep
that.
on it.
Do not. No.
And I want to talk about that more at some point. We need to. That's what one thing I want to use our voice for is to promote blue collar jobs.
Yeah.
Like people that want businesses, it's so easy to start a business.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's part of the ethos. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's part of the whole reason why we do what we do.
Exactly.
So thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your piece of it all.
Yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
good. But for the work-life balance, though, it's nice to have a lot of bread. You know what I'm saying? It's nice to have a lot of things. It's nice to be able to do a lot of different things, you know. But then when you work and then you celebrate alone, are you dating? Are you looking for someone? Do you want this companionship? Like, where are you with this space, especially where you are right now with your life?
So right now for me, I would like companionship for sure. But true companionship is something I don't have at this moment. And it's not for... it's not like I'm stepping up to the plate and I'm striking it out. I'm just not seeking it right now.
Okay. Why
Did-
is that? Why is that, though?
Well, this year, and I'd probably say like this last maybe 15 to 12 months, I've been in a real focused mindset of just, I'm almost in low battery mode socially.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm focused on like the necessities, like my little girl, make sure she's straight,
Yeah.
spending time with my parents. And I'm going to get the bag. Like, that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
So it's really by choice right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna shake out of that at some point this year.
Yeah.
But you know, I had some goals to run up.
So do you feel like seeking companionship right now with you being so focused on what you're focused on right now, do you think that will hinder the things that you're focused on, having to split your time up like that? Or do you think you can do it all together and efficiently?
I think I could do it all, but it wouldn't be efficient.
Why wouldn't it be efficient?
Cause something's gonna suffer.
Mm-hmm.
Something's gonna suffer. I'm gonna forget a date here. I'm going to forget to make you special here. I'm going to forget, you know, just things that you like. I'm not gonna be able to fulfill your needs about what you need for your day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm really out of it right now, because I don't want to be selfish.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, sometimes, you know, you in the house, man, you want to snuggle up with somebody too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
For sure.
I just kind of know what it is right now, and that's just not the time that I have allotted
Yeah.
at this moment.
Mhm.
But,
Okay.
you know, we're going to shake back. But also in that, there are seasons for a blue-collar person, because it's not necessarily 9 to 5. Like for me, I'm 5 to 5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
my quality time with you may be, hey, I just got off work. Let's take a nap before you
Mm-hmm.
go to work. Or I just got off, like, you know, I'll get the kids' homework done and
Mm-hmm.
I'm fall asleep watching your favorite TV show.
Yeah.
Because when you're in it, it's not fairy tales and I got it. Like, there's sacrifices to be made, you know.
Based off everything you said, it seems like for you need a very mature woman, someone that knows what she wants and understands the type of man that she wants and the man that she has, you know, because if you have someone that is super needy, that relationship's not going to work.
Right.
If you have someone that, you know, knows, okay, I got a good, hardworking man, how can I help him throughout his day? Like maybe she'll make your lunch. Maybe by the time you come home, breakfast will be ready, right? Or depending on what time, if you're coming home at 5 a.m,
Yeah.
you know, you have to have someone that works on your timeline too and is willing to.
I mean, yeah, that does sound amazing. That would be, and that would be great.
Yeah.
And for sure. But I also think when you get into the realm of supporting a person, you know, because like when I date, like I'm not like, no, what's your favorite color? Like, these roses are red, these violets are blue. Like, you know, my president is black, my Lambo. You know, like that ain't what I'm doing. You know, I'm looking for a real solid person, like to support and like, you know, be family. So if you're not kind of willing to do some of those things, it's kind of like a waste of both of our time.
For sure.
Because I'm gonna do it for you in a lot of ways. You know.
Yeah.
But yes, sir. That's I mean that would be amazing.
Yeah. I got a question. I'm just struggling with how to
phrase it.
Yeah, like really formulate it. Because you know how you started off saying like, you will forget this or you won't feel special here. You know what I'm saying? This right here. Like those are a lot of. It's like those are shortcomings that don't have to be there if the expectation is accepted on both sides. And it goes to what you just said about having a mature woman. So it's like, is your reluctancy to put your energy out there right now for someone, does it come from you viewing the current dating pool of women not being in the space where the amount of time you could give would satisfy them because of everything else? Because, for example, like back in the day, I mean, that's just how stuff was. You see what I'm saying? Like, folks had to go to work, folks had to come home. Not saying men was doing a great job. There was a lot of women felt unsatisfied, but there were some men that did a great job. They lived tremendous marriages, you know what I'm saying? The woman felt satisfied. The kids was raised good. He made money. Everything was good. So somebody got the shit right.
Yeah.
You feel me? Somebody got it right. I'm saying somebody got it right. Everybody getting it wrong. So that was a long
somebody got question, it just right enough.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, right enough, yeah.
Somebody did. I don't want to. But you got to be
right enough.
You got to be very careful with this right here, because I don't want to. Because right now I can sound like very misogynist about talking about what I need and what I'm not doing, and you know I expect this, and I don't want to come off like that. I don't want to come off like my person is not going to have needs. My person is not going to have wants. My person does not want to be supported and made feel special. Like, I don't want to come off like I'm ignoring all of that.
Yeah, you recognize all that, yeah.
You understand? I get all of that. And within all of that, I'm going to do everything I can to do what I can. There's going to be no person on this planet that's going to be able to do everything. You know, especially when you're crunched for time. But like you say, the expectation on both sides. Like, I don't expect my woman to, like, when I get home and she, like, you know, stupid, sad lingerie set and she didn't work and all this. Like,
she got 3 ham and cheese sandwiches waiting on
you know what I'm saying? Like, I just, as long as you're trying, as long as you're genuine and I can trust you.
Right.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
You know, that's all it really takes from me. Like, don't do no stuff that I wouldn't do to you.
Right.
You know, and I'm just gonna do the same.
Yeah.
When two people are trying and they really like each other.
Yeah.
Like a lot of this conversation about, you know, 50-50 and time spent, and that goes away because two people are really like each other and they're actually trying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's you said about the 50-50, just to ask, since that seems to be a topic everyone wants to discuss. What's your perspective on that, you know? How you feel about it?
I think people who want to do 50-50 should do 50-50. I mean, nobody's... Point blank, my answer on 50-50 is the people that can do the latter, like the other option, are not discussing 50-50. If I'm paying 100% of my bills and I can have somebody come in and be on that level with me, like I'm not talking about 50-50 unless you want to go that route. I'm good either way. That ain't gonna be something we're gonna stay up at night talking about.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
See, it's really interesting that you said that, because I feel like when people really talk about 50-50 and they make it a big deal, right? They really don't like that person. It's an exchange thing for them. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because not one time in my relationship, my marriage, did I say, you need to do this, you need to do that for me to do that. You know, we just talk to each other and figure out what I can do, what she can do.
Yeah.
Right. We just work together. We're one unit. It's 100 at the end of the day. Right. We never just separated things.
Right.
It just seems pointless to me.
Yeah.
If you really care about someone.
Yeah.
And a lot of people aim 50-50 just at like the financials.
Yeah.
You know, 50. I mean, there's more at stake and going on than the financials.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like who's getting the kids to school? Who's doing the homework?
Yeah.
You know, who's cleaning the house? Who is taking care of who is lifting that person up when they need it?
Yeah.
You know, just outside of like who paying the water bill and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like who is making it happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's bigger than what people tend to argue about in the whole situation.
Yeah. I like what you said about your 50-50 perspective. Like you said, there are some men that don't even think about the discussion because they can handle their own. You know what I'm saying? They're not really need nothing. You know what I mean? They're doing good. So you being an addition to their life, it's not really affecting their pockets like that. You see what I'm saying? So I get that. And that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I think that's great for those guys that are there, you know? But some guys can't do that.
Most can't.
Most
to
men
be
can't
honest.
do that.
When you look at the statistics, most can't. So that's why I don't understand where
most men can't.
Where that comes from.
And some of those men that can't, one day will be able to.
Yeah.
And would love to.
Well, that also depends on the partner that they have. Because if they're stuck with someone that expects them to do everything on their own, how can they elevate? That's the whole purpose of the team.
You'll never get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like this ain't, 1991 or 1972 and, you got this job at the grocery store and you bought this house and you can make it work. Like this. It's not going down.
It's long gone.
It's not going down like that.
You
Like,
ain't dropping off milk in the bedroom no more.
yeah, like it ain't popping off like that. Like most people can't afford to do this. And I think that's a reality that just has to be understood and has to be realized.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you might not get to this point right now. Maybe with a team effort and 2 or 3 years down the road, maybe longer than that, you'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to try to work with someone to get there. You know what I'm saying? And that's the fact on either side of it.
Yeah. I got a question for you. Like, what do you think the biggest issue with the dating pool of today for both sides? What do you think? What issue are men causing, and what issue are the women causing in today's dating pool? Because it just seems that everyone complains.
Well, I think the biggest issue is there's a lack of trust on both sides, and I feel like we're competing, especially like as far as black men and black women.
Unfortunately,
we do more competing against each other than anybody, and when we should be working together. And I feel like that's the biggest issue. I mean, we could all say social media. I mean, that's for sure, because that makes you feel like you have more options than you really do.
Yeah.
I mean, 340 people like that picture, but you're still alone tonight. You know what I'm saying?
It show you all the beauty in the world, but all that beauty ain't for you though.
Yeah.
You know
for sure. Bars.
You talk about bars.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a bigger thing is people are going after and trying to get people that don't like them too. Because I'm telling you, like, when you get with a person who like you too, 50% of these arguments will go up. They're out the window.
Everything's seamless.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we're not arguing about you took me to Cheesecake Factory on the first date if I wanted to be on the date with you.
Yeah.
Like, you could have went to the park. It could have been the best thing ever because they like you.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we're at.
So do you think people's standards have been elevated too high as well with that situation? Because, even when I look at social media and what people are portraying now, just everything is top tier and like you said, cheesecake. When was cheesecake?
We used to love the cheesecake.
I love cheesecake now.
That used to be top tier.
Bring the cheesecake in here right now.
And it's expensive.
Man.
Right. Let's not act like cheesecake is what McDonald's used to be.
It's not. McDouble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
we sat down.
Where do you guys think these standards are coming from now?
Honestly, I do think it is social media, truly, because it's like, you know how you said, find someone that likes you?
Yeah.
The truth is, there's a lot of, I almost said some, stuff. There's a lot of,
Say what's on your mind.
There's okay.
Spit it up, brother.
There's a lot of motion in the ocean going on between men and women right now, right? There's a lot of enjoyment of people's time, right? So you definitely like somebody. The problem is social media make your cap so high. You done ran through a bunch of people you actually like and will be in a relationship with, but social media has inflated what you think you can obtain and what God has for you. So you run past so many people and do so many people dirty because this person made me 90% happy, but somebody gonna make me 110.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go through however many people I gotta go through to get to that person. I think it is social media driven because it changes the perspective on how we view things. Personally, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Love the way you said that, brother Jared.
I think I had to get it off my chest. I've been holding it for a couple years.
But you know, there's a lot of perspectives too. Like, I know my biggest thing about a woman is how I feel when I'm around her. You know how you get around certain women, it's just like, man, I feel good over here. Like,
Make me melt.
you know what I'm saying? Like, she saying all these nice things, and I feel motivated. Like, I'm going to get up and I'm a real deal do that tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, some women bring that out of you.
Yeah, that's what I need.
You know what I'm saying? But then you got certain women that I might bring her around and everybody be like, ooh, you know, I'm the man. And typically, social media or whatever, pride, ego, bravado in a man creates that pressure to try to secure that one because it looks good when she hops out that car, when she hops out that truck. You know, but you feel like a little boy over here, you know, just happy.
Yeah.
This woman makes you feel good. And I think we get caught up in things that aren't important. I can say that to the man side because I've been there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? But
That's
You know what's crazy about what you guys are saying is I never realized how a woman can motivate a man until I met my wife.
Preach, married man. I love it.
go ahead. I love
Go
to
ahead
hear
and preach
these.
that.
I love to hear this.
No, I'm
Preach
serious, and it really is the small things. Like the relationship was great, but then I started noticing little thoughtful things that I didn't expect. Like, for example, I wanted to learn how to cut my hair, and then random. But next thing you know, she told me to check the mail, and she ordered me the apron, all the kits that I need, just little thoughtful things like that.
Yeah, okay.
Right. I started working 12-hour shifts. I was in labor. I come home and food was ready or breakfast was ready with a little note that said, have a good day. I love you.
Man.
You know, it's just little things like that just made me get through the day.
It warms my heart.
Man, it made me giddy with joy.
But it also showed me, you know, the difference between love
no
and,
cap, bro.
and just being entertained by someone.
Nah,
You
that's
know,
for
real,
sure.
real shit.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. Man, Drayden, I'm glad you said that because that right there, that's what makes a man great. You understand? That's
Yeah,
what makes a
it is.
man.
Yeah,
That's what takes a man to his highest form
for sure.
when he has that woman behind him.
For sure.
And you, as a man, our part is to be able to recognize that and should do right by that at all times.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, man. I like your story, man. You just
Yeah, he really brought, you know,
took me there. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to call her. I'm about to call her, man.
Go ahead and call up, bro. Send her that text, man.
Yeah. I should have been there for Let me stop capping, man.
Yeah, you got you reminiscing over there.
Tell me.
So, bro, how do we fix the issue? I hear a lot of folks talk online. I don't hear no solutions. I wonder what you got, because I think you got a profound mind.
I think it's about getting offline. You know what I'm saying? Like, let some people talk online.
Yeah.
Like, if you got somebody that's in front of you, playing good ball with you, like, doing the things that we're talking about, instilling that, giving you that nurturing spirit, or if there's a man that's, you know, just showing up for a woman, you know, taking the trash out. I've showed up for you. You had a flat here. Just finding things to make her life easier. Get offline and focus on that. And I feel like if most of us just focus on our own business,
Yeah.
we would be totally fine. Like, don't listen to, oh, ain't no good girls out here, ain't no good dudes out here, man. Go outside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Go outside and see for yourself.
Yeah. A lot of hurt people fuel that online.
They're just projecting.
And if you've been hurt, you resonate with that online.
Yeah.
I know I had felt that way for a minute.
I mean,
Nobody good. There's some good people.
Yeah.
just like you, I was there. You know, you take those waves of being hurt, bouncing back, and then it's kind of like, I'm tripping.
Yeah. But then I look back, and one time I realized I was the one doing the hurting. I was like, look at me be hurt now.
Yeah.
Grow up, pal. You know what I'm saying? Grow up, pal, move on. For real, find a good one.
Took a lot of self-reflecting.
A lot of self-reflecting. Yeah, a lot of stuff we do be self-inflicted wounds.
Sometimes you swinging the hammer, man. You know, ain't nobody beating you up. You know,
Ain't nobody beating me up. The black community, bro. I want to know your perspective on that. I just feel like we need help. We in a bit of a crisis right now. It's a lot of beautiful young folks throwing their life away. A lot of great stories that could have been written, but now not so great when at least in the present is being written. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you see the biggest issue that's impacting the black community? Maybe biggest top two, if you got to.
I don't want to blame it on the music. I really don't want
music
to.
Music is an amplifier.
But it definitely is.
Yeah.
So I would say the music, and I think another big thing, which it's not really a black thing, it's a universal thing. Parents are working more to support their households as opposed to, like, I know my parents worked a lot, but at some point we had a family dinner. You know what I'm saying? But parents got to work 2 jobs to do what they used to do with one. So now you have the influence of the phone, the music, and everything's negative. Everything's get money, fuck, you know. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
And there's no balance. There's nothing going into the other side to be like, well, it sounds good, but you also need to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and that just kind of fuels, especially an impression on mine.
So why do we like the bullshit?
Because it sound good.
It sound real
Sound good.
And we got to stand on business.
And they throw a good
Man,
beat
it
on there.
sounds so good, man. Hey, you in a whole other zone.
I mean, I'm a product of it right now. I don't need this, but I like it.
I got
Make me
grills.
feel good.
I got the grills in the backpack.
You know, but
Beautiful.
you got to have a balance. You got to understand what it is.
But it's not like we ain't got folks that are speaking out about what needs to happen. You know, it's not like we don't have. It ain't just the bull stuff people see. You know what I'm saying? You come across the good stuff and the reality checks and the look in the mirrors. You know what I'm saying? From a lot of these people that are speaking, it just seems like we throw them under the bus. Like, you tripping.
To be honest, bro, like, I agree with you, but it's coming from the wrong person. It needs to. Everything starts in the home, and I think the biggest problem is like 80% of black children is a single family household. You know what I mean? So the father's not there, and the impact of the father is huge on children, not just black, but children in general.
Yeah,
you know what I
need
mean?
both.
So like even me, like I grew up not really knowing my dad till I was 18, and I can see the difference of how I grew up versus back home and the things I got into. My mom couldn't tell me anything once I turned 13, 14.
Right.
You know what I mean? I did what I wanted to do. I was outside. But when I got to the States and I got around other men, you know, we checked each other. Right? So the influence of a man is powerful. And I think that's the biggest thing. You need a father, you need a man around you for you to, you know, tune out that negative energy, that negative music. Yeah, it sounds good, but you know, at the end of the day, what your daddy does is completely different from that. So you know what a man is what's in the house. If you don't have that in the house, you think
That's
the
what a
stuff in the
man
music
is.
is what a man is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I think the problem is, personally.
That's a great answer. That's
a great
really
answer.
the problem, to be honest with you.
And kind of piggybacking on what you say, like, you know, I'm from the South, and, you know, Lil Boosie is like almost a preacher in the South.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but it's, I mean, I love Boosie.
I love Boosie. Got a picture with
But
him.
I've heard so many men say, man, I was raised off that Boosie. Boosie raised me, man. And it's like,
yeah, you hear that.
and it's like, yo, I hear you, bro. I mean, I listen to them too, but like that's sad. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That you were raised off these audio tapes and burnt CDs of this message.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, wish you the best, but
Yeah.
at some point, let's give you some more perspective of what's going on.
Yeah.
Because that's not it.
For sure.
Unless you're just going to do, that. But that's just not it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much more.
I mean, so how do you feel about, I got two people to ask you about. How do you feel about Charleston White and Dr. Umar Johnson? Those two great individuals who speak their mind freely and at their own will. Right?
You
know,
can't tell me nothing bad about Charleston White.
Right.
Nah, man. Hey, listen, when I first saw Charleston White, I absolutely hated him. I was like, who is this dude, man? But I started listening like past the antics. And then like you catch him and it be like, he ain't lying right there. He ain't lying again.
Yeah.
He ain't lying again. It just had me like, this boy ain't stupid.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So that's where I was like, all right, well, I hear you. And that's when he kind of came out and said, I'm doing this because you weren't listening to me when I was trying to tell you the truth. So it's sad that he has to be all that, and I still don't. He does a lot. Like he
do a lot.
A lot of it's too much for me to feel comfortable with. But I like Charleston. I think he has if that's how you got to get the message out, somebody get it out. Let him get it out.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I feel the same way. You know me. I had my own gripes and complaints about Mr. Charleston for sure, man. I used to call him when I was living in L.A. hot.
Yeah.
Because he'd be like, just listen, cuz. Just listen. Nah, I can't listen, cuz. He talking, But I hate that he had to, in a sense, rage bait the public to make people pay attention to what his message is. But it's true, though. I mean, honestly, hearing him say that made me, get past what he was doing, the antics. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, it makes sense, though, because people love and feed off toxicity. So maybe to say that, to be toxic, to get the real message out, it's sad that you're right. It's just sad that that's what you have to do to get it across.
We got to do that.
And that's the most terrible part. And then you kind of lose the message, because he has to entertain you to be able to get the message out.
Yeah.
Like I remember watching the Charleston and Cam interview. That was the most vulnerable I've ever seen Charleston White. The most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he stayed on that line of just genuine, positive conversation for so long, up until it was almost like, oh, he got me. I got to forget Deion Sanders, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he just had to, but he has to sell that ticket for you to get that message. And I hate it's like that, but that's what it is.
Yeah. I think that's an interview that changed a lot of people's perspective about him, to be honest.
Correct.
Yeah.
It 100% was.
Yeah. And that's, for me, I've always liked Charleston. I like Dr. Umar too, but the way he just brings the truth out, right? And then his experience in the past, like his political experience.
Yeah, I ain't know about all that.
Yeah.
I had to find out about all
his
that.
whole story from what happened to him when he was a kid.
Correct.
And where he grew up in the system, right? Like everything, I know he has a powerful message.
He got a powerful message.
It makes the Black American community look in the mirror, because it's different in Canada. But
yeah, he has such a powerful message. I just hope he's eventually able to transition from the trolling and just do the message, because at some point, and he's successful. So what do I know, right?
But I think that's where he gets his bread from now at this point. So I think he just does it because every time he says it's content, I'm getting paid. It's content.
No, and I know, and it is content. He getting the bag. I'm just saying his message is so great when he's really speaking. At some point, when you do something for so long, your brand, you know what I'm saying, can become more concrete. And I would like for his brand to be able to move some of them pieces to touch more folks. Because there's some Black people that would love to listen, but the things that he say is just too much for someone to even listen to another sentence.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
But, I mean, a question what you just said. Is he touching more people now with all those antics?
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Then, so it's almost like, I don't know, it's almost like, where do you want him to go? Like, we want him to be concrete. We want him to be, but who's going to listen?
Yeah. And you're right. I mean, if it wasn't for the antics,
Yeah.
you know, the stardom he has, as he said already plenty of times on podcasts and interviews, he wouldn't be there today. You know what I mean? But it's just, I do think the message is powerful enough for him to remove from some of the antics, like, you know, talking about the dead and certain things like that most people just can't get behind.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
see what you're saying.
But hey, what do I know? And he doing his thing regardless. You know? Dr. Umar, I like.
I like Dr.
funny.
Umar too.
He funny. He funny. He can't, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know Dr. Umar caught a lot of heat about, what was it, the school? They were saying the school didn't come up.
They're still working on that.
I mean,
But how long has it been? Has he been working on it?
Yeah, they talk about the school, but he discusses it when you hear him speak about it. Like, he talk about the issues he's had with contractors. And we know contractors. We know how stuff can go. You got some good ones. You got some bad ones. You got some shade tree mechanics, and you got some that you would want to build a house you're going to live in forever. You see what I'm saying? So
those are facts.
he talks about those. He talks about the money that was wasted. Now, I'm not in his pocketbooks to know what he's really doing, but I do know he gives the truth about whatever's causing the delay.
Sounds like you are very, very in tune to this
I like
particular.
this brother. I want to shake his hand, man. You know?
I mean, you just gave us the rundown right then. I was like, oh well, that's what's
what
going
it
on with
is.
school.
Yeah.
That's the update with the school. but what you about to say, bro? Because I know I jumped in there.
Oh man, no, I like Dr. Umar, man. I think he's very comical, and I think a lot of people should just try to openly try him, just for nothing. Like I would not try Dr. Umar to get into a vernacular battle.
Yeah.
At all.
Like, why would you do? I'm not going to do that to me. Not to me. You know, I feel like once you become, you know, the voice or the face of, you know, black intellect or anything superior to, it's natural for us to send somebody or be that somebody to try to check you in front of or check you on the platform that you're supposed to, you know, be doing your stuff on. And I think that's sad. Like, until you have the knowledge to, you know, disprove them, like, let them cook. I can't tell them he wrong. I ain't dove into them books and, you know what I'm saying? I just let them cook, because y'all just, if we look stupid when you got this guy saying what he's saying, and a lot of it's radical, you know.
A lot of it's very radical. Yeah, a lot of it's.
But when you got
some stuff I don't.
4 or 5 of us fighting with him on the very platform, we trying to convince people, we just making a fool of ourselves, you know.
Yeah.
I guess the last thing I gotta say about him is I like what he says, brothers. You know, the biggest thing I have, and I'm not gonna get on my whole Black Panther, Black Pride high horse, right? But I just want the folks that got voices to stop having to be so divisive. Stop having to use this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen people trying to pin Dr. Umar and Charleston White against each other. Yeah. Why? Y'all really say the same thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The only thing y'all really say differently is interracial dating. Y'all are polar opposites when it comes to that stuff. You see what I mean? But the truth is, like, stop pinning folks against each other, man. Like, y'all saying the same stuff. Yeah. You feel me? Now, I think they play into that for the clicks, but at one point, I would love for us just to kumbaya, hold hands, and get on the same sheet of music and sing.
Correct. You know, we are the world. We are the children.
That's what I'm saying. That's precisely.
I think I dated myself with that one.
That's real, bro. But I mean, any final remarks, brother, Mr. Tonnie?
I guess my final remark would be, first of all, it's been a pleasure. You know, I appreciate y'all having me and for us to discuss these topics. And, you know, just in a transparent manner and just getting off our chest. But I think that my final regard would be like, just check on your brothers, man. You know, sometimes you might have a best friend who can't confide in this lady, can't confide in nobody else. And you might be the person who saves a life or stops a negative change in multiple lives just by being there for your boy. And, you know, don't judge him and don't, you know, shake that off. Like, hear him out. You know, give him a couple of days to get in his grief, but, you know, pick him back up. But, like, just be there for your brothers, man.
That's
I say that.
Real. Yeah. No, I really appreciate you taking the time to come out here and talk with us. You know, Jerry does big you up, but it was interesting to see.
I'm gonna big him up.
The story.
Hey, that's my dog, man.
I'm gonna big up Big Cuz.
That's my dog.
Yeah, man. No, I really appreciate it.
I would never made a rap song in my life if it wasn't for him having me in the back of that truck with them subs when I wasn't supposed to be blasting rap music I wasn't supposed to listen to. If it wasn't for him, I would never made a rap song.
Oh, man.
I appreciate my cousin.
Yeah, man. For sure.
Well, here it is. Wrong With It Podcast, episode 3.
Episode 3. Appreciate y'all.